Let's go, Arkansas fans. It's time for another film study. How about this start right here? Okay, you're starting things off with the handoff to KJ Jefferson. You fake the end around to Satania, and you have this leaking tight end right here in the flat. Good things happen when you throw to Ty Washington. Good throw by KJ. Great first play call. A little trickeration to get things going for Arkansas. And this is what you want. Easy offense. You don't need your O-line to block well at all on something like that. And you get an explosive play past midfield. And Arkansas needs to keep running split zone, right? This has been one of the most effective plays in the entire SEC, so not just Arkansas. You slip Washington out into the flat from the right of the formation to the left. LSU does this a lot with Mason Taylor. We see a lot of teams just do this. It's simple, easy offense, and you get another big play deep into Florida territory. All right, we move ahead to 3rd and 4. This is just really good design right here by Guiton. Okay, I understand 5-man protection is a little scary for Arkansas's offensive line, but my favorite thing when you go five wide is bring your running back to the far outside receiver. This is a good indicator if you're going to get man or zone. And just based on what you see right here, it's pretty clear that they are going to play some variation of zone because this is a corner on a running back, okay? So they do float back into a 3-high shell, and this turns into a pretty easy throw right here for KJ Jefferson. This is an easy read. If he sees this guy blitzing, you just throw this out right here to Satania, to Tesla because he's out leveraged, and that is just simple stuff, okay? The corner has to run with A.J. Green there. It's just good offense by Guiton to make things a lot easier for his QB and his offense. 1st and goal, and they said that they were going to shrink the playbook. That's exactly what they do here. This was Kendall Briles, one of his most popular concepts. This is mesh. Okay, you're running a little drag here, a drag here, and a rail route here, okay? Kendall calls this a lot. Lane calls this a lot. Guess what? LSU calls this a lot. A very simple concept. And it was actually the tight end running, these 2 shallow drags. Your first read is the running back, and this is just really good stuff right here. Your job is to create traffic for this man coverage defender to not be able to get over here. Florida does not pass this off, and this is just simple stuff right here by A.J. Green. So, one thing you notice about all the play calls, it was the play design that got this open. I know the phrase, you couldn't ask for a better start, it's just used way too often, but if you're on the road as, a 4-ish point underdog, you couldn't have asked for a better start. You get a really good play right here. Good play design by Florida. I mean, this is an explosive play on first, but Braxton taking on this block, eventually getting to the outside. Good job gang tackling right here. And he can't really make this play unless Clark is over here to distract Pearsall and tackle him while the ball gets stripped. Look at this. I love an active sideline, right? Gotta love it. And all you got to do is just house it. So, you look at that first drive from Arkansas, once again, none of those plays were necessarily made by the players, right? It was the play design that opened things up. So I hope you subscribe, ring the bell, and feel free to drop a donation. These film studies do take time, and I love what I see from T. Will right here. Guy, he's been a really good DC overall for Arkansas, being very aggressive here on 3rd and 9, okay? Double A gap look right here, and guess what? You might think that they're bailing out. No, they just bring everyone. And the funny thing about it was nobody beat their block. Everything got picked up really well, okay? The only block was Montrell Johnson's that wasn't good. That's a good job right here by, one of these Arkansas linebackers, whether that was Thomas, Spence, whoever it may be. But once again, it was Braxton 11 making a huge freaking play. That wasn't the worst back shoulder throw, but pretty good coverage and a good job right there. That man coverage was really good. All right, so Arkansas elected to call a timeout before this 3rd and 7. They had some substitution issues. I am never a fan of calling a defensive timeout, almost ever. And this time, Arkansas likes to get very conservative on this 3rd and 7. They decide to rush 3 and drop 8. So obviously a very conservative call. And The only issue with Rush 3 Drop 8, I'm not as big of a fan when it's trips, right? Because you just can still outnumber everyone and it essentially become man-to-man on this side. And that's exactly what happens here. It's a really, really good play design. They're running vertical here to get a one-on-one matchup. Hudson Clark versus an elite true freshman. And Mertz does a good job looking left. He's not going to the left. He's just keeping everyone at home to the left, and everything is to the right. They're running a shallow drag here, and honestly, this is just a really good route and a really good throw. 3 did a good job selling to the outside and then getting vertical. You can see he turns Hudson Clark right here, but look at this throw by Graham Mertz. I mean, that ball is, it could not have been thrown any better than that. All right, so I hated the last series of play calls for Arkansas before this. It went run, then punt. Now we get to this 3rd and 7. They did a run that didn't go for anything. Quick screen to the left to 17. Broden didn't do anything. And now we get to 3rd and 7. I felt Arkansas could have got a little bit more vertical on any one of these second drives, or the second or third drive. This is just a nasty defensive call. So 15 actually goes into the flats. 10 actually goes into the flats. And they're actually running a twist, little cross dog action with the linebacker. And Arkansas does not pick it up well at all. This is a really difficult thing to pick up. Austin Armstrong is one of the best blitz connoisseurs at a young age as a freshman. 52, once you feel that this tackle has this end, you've got to be looking for twisters, okay? And this twister pretty much comes on block. And KJ just throws this because he feels this unblocked pressure. This ball should have never been thrown, and that should have been a pick 6 right there. Backer, nasty miss for Florida, and Arkansas's got a punt. So let's get to this explosive run by Florida on the next drive. You're blitzing off the edge here with Hudson Clark, and you're running some kind of stunt here. I see DCs do this a lot. I don't quite understand it. If you got pressure coming off this edge here, why is this edge guy going like this? He needs to sit heavy right here on this B gap, and you see he gets doubled and kind of taken out of the play. Look at how far 58 gets blown out of here, and look at how huge this hole is to the right side, okay? And that's exactly where Florida wants to run this. And with this hole being that much bigger, this gives a cleaner release for 65 to get to the next level versus Chris Paul, who's an undersized backer, a good backer, undersized. And you see 65 just swallows him whole. And look at how big this hole is for Etienne to run through. And he was able to make 8 miss right here. Of course, Etienne, the younger brother of an NFL running back from Clemson. And, of course, this is just an absolute explosive, devastating run play. All right, we get the 3rd and goal, and this is just pretty much what the Chiefs did to the Eagles in the Super Bowl, right? They're running essentially a pivot, if you will. Motion this guy to the inside, so they're trying to get 3 on Hudson Clark again, and guess what? They get their wish, okay? They're in twins, obviously, here, and they're wanting to be aggressive on this 3rd down. I'm fine with that. But Hudson Clark is thinking on this play that 3 is going to jet sweep all the way over here, and he's got man coverage responsibilities, but that's not what happens. He pivots back out, and you see Clark is just too late to react. 3 acts like he's helping to block right here, but in actuality, he's just leaking out right here. And this blitz pickup is just really good. And Arkansas decided to bring the house. This is just a perfect play call versus a 0 blitz, right? If you get decent protection, there's no way Clark's going to be able to get to the outside right here versus 3. That's just them out-scheming you. And guess what? You need Hudson Clark right here on this ball that was thrown behind him to make a play. It's a difficult play, but this, you've got to make that tackle, and that's just a good run after the catch for Florida. All right, so you move ahead here. Arkansas finally gets some really good run blocking here. Nice little simple run out to the right with some, tight end, motioning to the side. Linebacker takes a bad angle, rushes on in here, and you just need Varkey Scums to make one good block, and he does just that. And this is just a good run by Rocket to get out into the space. And just a huge explosive run play here on first down. And Arkansas is cooking here on this drive. Yeah, KJ has just regressed. I mean, look, first thing here is this is one of the best pass rushers in the SEC going up against Arkansas's tackles who aren't good, and he just gets beat really bad right here. This is better, though, protection from Arkansas's backs, right? Remember last week or 2 weeks ago versus Mississippi State, they were just unblocked corner pressure all day. Still, this is enough time for KJ to make a better throw right here. The pocket is good enough. He sees it right. They're bracketing the slot, and it's Tesla versus this corner. This has just got to be a better throw. I understand that he might have felt some pressure, but he does have a step on him. And, Tesla's not really a burner, but, that's just got to be a better throw. All right, so move ahead to this 3rd and 4. And, yeah, I actually really like this play call, okay? Roll out to the right side and give KJ, essentially a run-pass option. Even though this isn't an RPO per se, you give him the option to go make a run for it here with his legs, rolling him out to the right side. Okay, this is just a bad throw. I don't know if KJ's hurt, but this throw just can't be short. And you could just see this ball is a duck. You see how it's fluttering through the air? And you'll see that Armstrong actually has a step. So this is a difficult throw, right? You got to get this on a line in this area right here, right? The Herberts and the Allens of the world have no problem with this, okay? I think KJ, at his absolute fullest strength, would have the energy to make this throw. I could also make an argument that this is pass interference right here. He is face guarding. He's not even letting Armstrong have a chance to go back to the football, and his hand is right in his face. Okay, still, it's an interception and basically an arm punt, so it's not the worst thing in the world, but you need the defense to bail you out. This Florida offense is really good. Okay, so I don't mind the 14 early points that they scored. This is a really, really good play design. Okay, fake everything out to the left, and they get exactly what they want. They get 4 guys out here to guard these 3, and they're running a screen to the backside. Look at this play by 28. My goodness gracious. I believe this is Thomas, okay? I have been hard on Thomas this year, okay? This should have been an easy block for a huge gain, okay? They get exactly what they want. 4 guys over here, 4 guys rushing up on the screen. And if this guy doesn't trip on his own feet, he's blocking Thomas, but Thomas is able to get through, make that blocker miss. And think if this player was blocked, it's Etienne versus a safety. He's probably winning this one. That is a legendary play right there. It's very difficult to do that right there, but that is just elite play. And I love the neck roll, baby. Let's go. All right, so Arkansas had, obviously that weird fumble on 3rd down. It got reviewed, so you get a 4th and 1 here. KJ's got to pick this up. Okay, I understand you get bailed out by the offsides, but Superman KJ makes this play. Okay, he gets his legs cut out from under him. It's a good play by the defense, and he's short, but because of the flag, it's a first. All right, so this is one of the biggest drops of this game, one of the biggest misses I charted in this game. Okay, so Arkansas has been showing you a lot of runs to the right side, and this is an RPO read by KJ Jefferson. I would have loved to have seen if this handoff would have been made, how big of a gain this would have gone for. Would it have gone for any yards? Okay, Rocket would have had a step on this backer, and this is actually blocked pretty well. But the read for KJ is this player, okay? If this player is in the box right here, you pull it and throw to 13 Wilson, okay? A little bit of a miss right here from the center. 21, who's a huge guy, is able to get his hands in the passing lane. But look at where KJ has to put this football. There's a guy coming right down his throat, pause. And this throw has just got to be caught. It's got to be thrown hard. And it hits him right in the hands. Okay, it's not the most catchable ball, but if he catch that, You're in Cam Little field goal range. That is a 3-point miss. Biggest miss of the first half right here by Florida. My goodness gracious. Hudson Clark gets beat really badly again. But if T. Will is aggressive, hey, live with the blitz, die by the blitz. You're able to get some good pressure up the middle by 6. They're getting very exotic. All kinds of cross dogs, a delay blitz mixed in there. And that pressure forced Graham Mertz to step up and miss a wide-open Pearsall. This is Hudson Clark who got beat really badly. He tried to jam. You can see it right here. He tried to jam, and he just whiffed. Okay? Pearsall is going to be playing on Sundays, right? And that is a huge gainer right there. Huge. Okay? He even could have worked all the way backside, but the pressure is just too immense. And he still could have stepped up and thrown this, reset your feet and throw this or throw this. But, once again, you're able to get, a nice little sack thanks to the pressure from 6. All right, here goes. 3rd and 12. Looks like Florida's playing some split field coverage. It looks like this is quarters over here and 2-man over here or something like that. I don't know. Coaches, help me out. Still, you get press man on this side. You would think that this safety would be over the top of this on this 3rd and long, but no, they are not. So to help out, KJ Jefferson here, we give Princely, the guy who's been killing Arkansas with the pass rush, some help. So this tight end's got to make a very difficult block. He misses, but thankfully, the running back here, I think that's A.J. Green did a good job peeling off and helping. Princely is just that good. I mean, that is excellent. Still, KJ gets a good pocket, good protection right here, and throws an absolute dot. Notice this ball is a tight spiral, and he leads them, right? The coverage here wasn't the absolute worst. Armstrong was just able to separate, and that is a near-perfect throw. Obviously, if you keep your feet, you are scoring here. Still, huge gain. All right, so we get to this 3rd and 4. This is just kind of tricky, okay? Arkansas is trying to get a quick throw into the flats right here to A.J. Green. And the point of this is for the tight end to not let 14 get through here, okay? This has just got to get squeezed down. It's supposed to be a little bit of a pick, and I like this design, but the pick doesn't work, right? 14's able to squeeze through there, and he's all over A.J. Green. So KJ decides to eat it, okay? Could this have been played a little bit better? Potentially, yes. If you're the tight end, all I want to see you do is just sprint through here as if you're running your route. And don't act like you're trying to pick them, okay? Still, it's missed and it's covered, okay? Now, everything here is covered on this 3rd and 4. So, in a perfect world, you would like to see KJ say, okay, this isn't good. Pocket is good enough for me to see if I can work backside to Tesla here. Now, that's really advanced. It's hard to get your head all the way over here and snapping your head back over here. It's honestly just a really well-defended play. So, can't really blame KJ too much on that one. Now he's trying to throw this football here. If you're Armstrong, I don't know why he didn't just keep running into this space, okay? KJ could have thrown this down and away here if you wanted. But I understand just eating the sack while you're in field goal range and trying to see if you can get out of it. And KJ almost does, okay? He's able to roll out to the right side. Could he have thrown this football to someone? No, there's just nothing there. And now it's a sack. And once again, it's Princely, who's just a freaking beast. So Arkansas eventually settled for a field goal. They missed a 3rd and short opportunity. KJ had to take a sack, and it was Princely once again who made that sack. And now we get to this 3rd and 5, okay? Sometimes in life, it's just better to be lucky than good. I think that was a famous soccer commentator named Andy Gray. This was one of those scenarios, okay? Good adjustment right here by Arkansas. Don't have Hudson Clark in the slot anymore. If you want him on the field, have him be a safety. And Arkansas decides to bring heavy pressure up the middle. If Graham Mertz had worked left to right instead of right to left, I get why he didn't work left to right, because there was a safety over the top here to help Pearsall. But he does work right to left, okay? If he throws here to Pearsall, he's catching and running for a huge gain. Instead, he works to the right side. Good job by 7 peeling off and making this throw difficult, and it is behind him. That's a tough catch to make in that spot. So Florida has to settle for a field goal. Big dub for Arkansas. All right, so we get to the second half. Arkansas gets a good stop, and this man honestly cooked. I mean, Kenny was really good in this game overall, and this is the throw that the broadcast crew said put KJ Jefferson over the great Ryan Mallett on the all-time passing yardage leader list. And this is just really good stuff. And I also want to shout out Northwood 60. He has been showing so much love on my film studies. Even if they're not Arkansas film studies, I love seeing it. So good job by KJ, eventually seeing that he's getting a linebacker on Armstrong. And even though the linebacker has leverage, KJ loves that matchup. And this is good protection across the way, okay? Princely, who has been dominating this game, I don't even think he's on the field right now. And man, this is a game changer. Okay, so Armstrong, if he makes this guy miss, it is a huge gain, and he does just that. Okay, now it's just off to the races, and right here he picked up the maximum. Just excellent stuff from the Texas A&M Commerce transfer, and Arkansas gets into field goal range just off this one explosive play on third. So then on the very next play, you're cooking with grease, you're feeling great about life, and once again, the left tackle position has just been an issue for Arkansas. They're trying to hit a double move right here, and you just can't really run double moves when your offensive tackles aren't holding up in protection. You can't really step up in the pocket on a double move either. But that was a good fumble recovery right there by KJ. So on this 3rd and 5, Arkansas goes back to mesh. Okay, remember this was a touchdown to A.J. Green early on. The announcing crew said that this eventually did get open to Rocket Sanders, but this is the first read of the progression, and it's clear that a linebacker has this picked up. So Rocket does eventually open up. So it's just hard for a quarterback to eventually work back to this, okay? The mistake here when you run mesh is if it is zone coverage, which is what you see here, the receiver, Isaiah Satania, needs to stop and sit, okay? If it's not man and you're running mesh, stop and sit and just move the chains, right? And you're able to get a pitch and catch first down. KJ allows Satania to clear out, and then he eventually throws a hook to Tesla, and it's just incomplete. All right, so Arkansas gets a stop defensively, and now they force a punt, and this time you do get good punt blocking here. And look, when you give Isaiah Satania room to return a punt, look at how far he had to run and go get this. He's able to do special things, okay? This is so much space for a guy of his speed, so he's able to just get all his speed going here. That honestly wasn't the worst fill job right there by Arkansas or by Florida, but you get a good return, and it gets you in really good field position. All right, so Arkansas takes over right here. It's 1st and 10, and this is a huge miss by A.J. Green. Huge, okay? So the defensive end plays KJ the entire way on the zone read, and this is a good cutback right here by A.J. Green to get vertical right here. When you have a dual-threat quarterback, this opens up very nicely for you. You have got to make the safety miss. It just has. You just have to. Okay, now this guy obviously slowed you down, and this is just a good play by the safety. But if you make him miss, this is an even bigger gain. So A.J. Green gets a big run. They call holding here. You've got to let go if you're Broden. You just got to let go. Right? That's a 9-yard gain. It's brought back for holding. It was a good run by Green. All right, it sets up this 3rd and 8, right? It's a quick little fake to the right, screen to the left. Eno's tried a lot of this versus Mississippi State, and it just doesn't work. The DB's just all over it. And honestly, there was just nowhere for KJ to throw that football. And I understand that was almost picked, but he has to throw it. Right? Because if you take a sack, you're getting yourself out of field goal range. So move ahead here. Once again, Arkansas tries these little screens, fake screen to the left, then work back to the right. Remember, Florida almost had a huge screen. And honestly, I think this was just a missed assignment, right? I don't know what's happening here. But this screen is just blown up by Dwight McGlothern. And, God, it's just really good stuff to come in and blow this up, and you force a punt. All right, so we get to this 3rd and 7. And, of course, Cam Little missed a field goal. Arkansas gets the football back. And now you're in the spot where KJ just becomes KJ. Okay, nothing's open. And, of course, KJ can do this, right? It's almost every single game you see him make one of these spectacular runs. This one, obviously, is not up there in terms of spectacularness, but this is what KJ Jefferson could do for your football team, and even takes a lick here at the end. Good stuff. And then we get to the fumble. It's just on A.J. Green, right? This is a good first down run call. The run blocking here isn't the best, but it's definitely not bad either. And, you get a nice gain on first, and then at the end, 17 does a good job attacking this blind spot here at A.J. Green. He pokes the football out, and Florida gets a nice turnover. And that's all there is to it. All right, so first play, Florida scores a touchdown, and it's Pearsall again. It is going to be so hard for him not to be first-team All-SEC. And what's crazy is Landon Jackson gets his best rush off the edge on the day, okay? And he just can't get there in time. The one thing I would tell Landon Jackson is when you get around the edge, bring that right arm to see if you can get that elbow, swipe that right arm. I'm not sure if that would have gotten there. That's just a really good throw by Graham Mertz while he's getting hit. And then he hits Ricky Pearsall. Bang. Coverage wasn't even close. You can't let him score right here. Okay, he just fully extended for the catch. You have got to get big. And Clark actually just helped push him in, unfortunately, and it's a touchdown. So we get to the 2nd and 6, and this is just really good quarterbacking by KJ Jefferson. Right when, you had that momentum-shifting play, he could have worked to this tight end. It was open, but, Armstrong is just such a good freaking football player. Obviously, very scary play for him coming up here. But, man, it's just good offense. So you start the fourth quarter here with a rollout. Once again, I love rolling out KJ Jefferson to the right. Obviously, he missed Washington on a touchdown, pretty much running this concept. And that was against Mississippi State last week. This time, it is an easy completion to Wilson, who had that critical drop earlier in the game. Makes a good catch. And once again, the Hogs are cooking. Now, if you're an underdog team, you've got to run trick plays. I was asking for this versus Alabama, right? Do something that the defense isn't ready for. And you get a little double pass action here. And the first thing is you get a sloppy-ish block right here by 89. He got very lucky that this defender tripped on his own. If he doesn't trip on his own, this is getting blown up. 89 for Arkansas, had a rough day overall. But guess what? You need good luck if you're going to pull the upset off on the road. What makes this really impressive is Tesla has to catch this and throw across his body to Armstrong. And look at where he actually throws his football. It's a sidearm delivery, and this is a perfect spiral with gloves on. And look at this catch by Armstrong. Obviously, that's pass interference. It's a good pass interference. You don't want him to catch this. God, look at this catch, okay? And once again, this is just being an Arkansas fan. You just get so unlucky. I promise. It is unreal. He catches this football if he doesn't knock out, obviously. I hope he's better because this is a receiver who's getting into his prime. That's just so unlucky. If he doesn't knock out right there, he's catching that football and it's a touchdown. And I hope he's okay. That's obviously very scary. Nobody wants to see that. But, man, Armstrong is really, really working himself into being a good player, and I'm praying for him. So this is why – and look, KJ has regressed, okay? You've seen some misses, in particular in the first half. But this is why you got to be very sympathetic to him. Washington is out of the game. Luke Haas, nowhere to be found. Obviously, he's hurt. Okay, he just gets Rocket Sanders back, but now his best receiver is out of the game. Okay, so he's having to really carry this team. So you get a really good play designer here on this 1st and 5, and now you need 89 here to make a good block. And watch, 89 whiffs again. Okay, you want him going to the inside right there, but if you get a better piece, KJ is getting to go full speed at this defender right here, and he does a smart thing, not taking a hit and just getting the first down and getting out of bounds. Yeah, not a good sequence from Guiton here. So on 1st down, he ran basically the same play, but it was a handoff to Rocket instead of KJ pulling it. Now on 2nd down, he runs essentially the same thing, okay? And they have it covered, all right? 11 is crashing down. 34's job is KJ Jefferson. I can understand if you're split zoning this tight end, but do you really want to trust 89 getting the football here? If this was a split zone play, 89's catching this football with space, but it's not. You run the same exact play, and it's well defended again, okay? It's just stuffed, and now we get to 3rd, okay? Rocket did a good job actually turning this into something, but I wasn't a huge fan right there. 3rd down, really, really, really good play design. Okay, so they're bringing a corner blitz, and KJ sees it immediately. So he throws in the direction of the blitz. This is a difficult throw because 28 sees that he's getting ready to throw, and he stops. Okay, you obviously don't want to throw this too low because if he catches it, it's pick 6 going the other way, and the game is over. So I understand wanting to make sure that this ball gets over 28. But Broden is your tallest weapon. Okay, see 28 gets some good verticality there. Man, if you can just throw a more catchable ball to anywhere over here, this is a touchdown. Once again, it's difficult. The 1st and 2nd down play calls weren't good, but it's hard to live with missing a 6'4" target in that spot right there. All right, so here we go. It's KJ Jefferson time, and yeah, quarterback draw game. It's always a good call with KJ, right? We've seen so many of these QB draws for Arkansas just not really do anything. And that was actually a rush 3 where they drop out of coverage, and KJ gets an absolutely big gain and just takes another big shot right there, and you pick up a first. So obviously earlier in the game, KJ, missed some throws and all that. But, man, when he gets in a rhythm, he is truly special. And right here, this twist stunt actually works, okay? Nothing is open, by the way. And keep in mind, Arkansas's best tight end isn't in the game, okay? Arkansas's second best tight end has already been out for the season, okay? Best wide receiver got knocked out. Still doesn't matter. KJ's going to carry this team, right? The twister, once again, Princely, their best player. There's no one else on the team you would rather have in that spot. Just couldn't bring him down. It's just will. Right? Will and athleticism falls forward for all these extra yards. Absolutely crazy. Now we get to this 3rd and 8. Very underrated play, and give Arkansas credit. Okay? Don't know exactly which offensive lineman this was, but this was very interesting for Florida to not ensure that Princely got a one-on-one right here. Because they decided to rush 3 and just drop out and spy to make sure you can't run for it, this allowed this guard to come over here and help out with Princely, and this is just really good pass protection. I know it's a 3-man rush, and it should be picked up, but that's really good. And now KJ, obviously this isn't open over here, this isn't open over here. He eventually finds Satania, and because he has such a clean pocket, he's able to throw this football, and Satania had been sitting there wide open. So, yes, of course, that ball could have been delivered a half second sooner, and you pick up a nice first down. With Enos, he just called too many of these quarterback powers. Like, just give it to KJ, run here. Give it to KJ, run here. This is some good eye candy to go along with this, okay? Princely, once again, who's killing you. This time, you are unblocking him, and you are running a quarterback counter to the left with a pulling guard and a pulling tackle. You don't really see counter GT with the quarterback out of a 4-wide formation and a little fake right here. It's a really, really well-designed, simple play call. Yes, 17 gets through there a little too easy, but, of course, KJ just blazes right through him. And the play design just has them all out of sorts. Because Rocket's back, they respect Rocket a little bit more. That holds this backer. You get some great blocks here from the left side. Easy kick out here for 78. They actually had 2 players to kick out right there. And that is just nasty play design. This is, once again, the design of the play getting KJ to pay dirt. Now, once again, KJ made a few KJ plays to get you in this spot, but once again, some really good red zone play calling, extended red zone play calling from Kenny. And Mertz is just a really good quarterback. You know, everyone panicked when he transferred over to Florida and said he really wasn't that good. I remember watching a spring game, and I was like, he doesn't look half bad. And now that he understands Billy's system, you know, he's just very calm back there. Eventually he finds Etienne, and of course, huge missed tackle there. But the big missed tackle was right here by Hudson Clark. This one has got to be made. This one's an easy tackle, and he just gets ran over right there. Okay, so yes, the other missed tackle from way back there caused more yards, but that was an easier play for Clark to make, and he didn't make it. All right, so one of the toughest things true freshman DB struggle with is run fitting, okay? Really good play call to the boundary where Pearsall gets a 2-for-1, right? His guy is locked in on him on man coverage, and he blocks the safety. That's a really good call to make this true freshman have to make a very difficult read, right? This is a run to the left to the boundary. Everything is just blocked to perfection. If Landon Jackson has outside leverage right here, you need Braxton to sit right here and make this tackle. He obviously fills the alley, and now you have 2 contained defenders, and all you got to do is run underneath it. Obviously, the blocking is really good across the way. Is this holding right here? Let's see. By Pearsall? I mean, if that's in Fayetteville, it's probably getting called. It doesn't look like it, though. So a good no call, if you ask me, and it's an easy touchdown to take the lead. So now we get to hear this first down run by Rocket is so good. So good. Okay? Florida is in an extremely light box here, okay? They have Princely not on the line, so you got 5-on-5 hat for a hat. Someone's got to account for KJ's running ability. You should be able to run on this. And, God, this is a good jump cut by Rocket to see that this alley is wide open. And you're not thinking Arkansas in this spot is going to run. And now you just need Rocket to get upfield and do something special. And he does just that, right? Just carrying defenders with them. Makes Princely, their best player, miss again. And then he falls forward for all these extra yards. Man, I was very impressed with Kenny, sticking with the run here. Varkey's Gums, I think he's your best tight end if Washington can't go anymore. I prefer him over 89. He makes a really good block on that edge to unload Rocket into this space, and you get an absolutely huge gain. So Arkansas gets a bad holding call by Manuel, and then they get a false start penalty. So now it's 3rd and a mile. And KJ has got to get them in field goal range. And obviously, the further you can get it down the field, the better off you are. Okay? Good job by KJ understanding time and situation, okay? The play before, he hit Broden on this exact same route. And this time, he decided to just go right back to it. They gave it to him last time. He said, why not? Let's try it again. And now it's a manageable field goal, and it's made. And I love this too small celebration from Cam Little. Yeah, T-Will would obviously like to have handled this entire situation better. There's an easy completion to their tight end on first. And guess what? They give them another easy completion to their tight end right up the dang middle again. I mean, a field goal is all they need to win. And, yeah, I mean, look, with 29 seconds left to go, they are, 10 yards away from field goal range? All right, 2nd and 7, and this just blew my mind. Honestly, blew my mind that you're giving them all this space, right? In this situation, all right, you have got to be more aggressive. You just do, right? Nothing over the top is, I mean, I wouldn't mind throws over the top, low percentage throws You've got to play tighter here, okay? Because all it takes is to get to here, and the game is over. Another thing here in this situation is there is major equity in tackling them inbounds short of the sticks, right? Because if you do, the game is over. So you have got to be more aggressive, right? I hate this decision to sink back into very deep zones. I would have been playing man here, right? Because if you tackle him short of the sticks, you're going into overtime, but instead you sink back into these deep zones, and you miss some tackles here. And lucky enough, Hudson Clark made this tackle, one of the few he actually was able to bring to the ground, because this ended up being a chip shot field goal for the win. Bam! I'm looking at you. Yes, you. So I hope you subscribe, ring the bell. If it's in your heart's desire, before we get to these overtime plays, feel free to drop a donation, okay? Venmo, Cash App, at Quarter the Power. Look, honestly think this is just well protected. Hold looks good. Laces are out. And 46 getting some good verticality. This kick was just pushed to the right? Looks like he hit it well. And what's crazy is look at all these Florida fans, putting their hands up in the air. And it's funny, these guys think it's good, right? They have no angle at it. And look, you get surrender cobras all on this side, okay? Look at this. This is so beautiful, right? You can just see it's this. If you're at this angle, you can't see it, but over here you get the surrender cobras. That is so freaking crazy. They thought that they had won the game, but no, it was choked to the right. So a lot of Arkansas fans aren't going to like what I'm going to say here, but man, obviously you got very lucky. I didn't like the defensive philosophy to give them all those easy yards, and then you also get lucky here, but this is what I love about Travis Williams' style of play, okay? When T. Will plays, he plays with reckless abandon, okay? Double A gap pressure, right? This has been Arkansas's big playmaker all season, just bringing two guys right up the freaking gut. And when you do that, even when it's protected well, a quarterback feels it, right? And as you can see, it's protected well, and 7, Jeffcoat, gets into this passing lane, and Johnson makes a really good play. Johnson from Georgia, obviously, if you grew up in Georgia, this Florida game means a lot more to you than it does from somebody from Arkansas. Now, in life, it's better to be lucky than good, okay? Second time we have seen this, that if he worked to the field instead of the boundary, okay, the long side instead of the short side of the field, you'll see right here, Pearsall, I'm shocked he didn't work this way because these are the two guys that killed Arkansas, 1 and 3 all game. This is there. Oh, man. That is so freaking butt naked open, okay? And he worked there, and God, Johnson, that's a huge, huge play, okay? Just absolutely massive stuff. So guess what? They go back to the play that scored him a touchdown, and God, the design of this is so good. It's so good. Look at all these players that are drawn just to the handoff right here. Okay, that means you're going to have numbers to this side, and you got guys pulling over here. That's a weak holding call. I get calling it. I get it. He did hook him down right there. You might have had a little hook right there, too. They called holding right there, so it's brought back. But the design is good, and that block should have been cleaner, but still. Arkansas's got to gain positive yards, or else this game is over. Could Cam Little hit a 57-yarder to keep you in it, or a 52-yarder to keep it in it? Sure, but that's a lot of pressure on him. And what do? Okay, they give it to KJ, and they say, KJ, you got us here. Let's get us home. I didn't say that smoothly at all. Okay? And the key block, God, this is really, really good stuff. Okay? The center, this is him going up against someone that's 421 pounds. Okay, he works with this double. Then he gets over to 88. So KJ has got to run through an arm tackle of a 421-pounder, no problem. Okay, and then he's got to make this guy miss, no problem. Make this guy miss, no freaking problem. Get off me, dude. It's just insane stuff right there. You could be a Florida fan. You could be an Alabama fan, LSU fan. You just got to respect that guy's heart. That is ridiculous. Getting Rocket back was so huge, right? I am a little shocked that this did not get reviewed, okay? I thought being down, if your wrist hits the turf, you're down. That's what I thought. I thought the back of the wrist counted. Apparently it doesn't. I'm glad it doesn't because you get this epic run from Rocket Sanders. And if you stuck till the very end of the film study, guess what? We're giving out a Rocket Sanders rookie card. So please, all you got to do, what are we going to do here? If this video gets 10,000 views and you comment down below, you're eligible to win this Rocket Sanders. So first and goal, and God, KJ to end it, to freaking end it. Just absolutely genius stuff. They're like, hey, we're tired of Rocket running on us. We're tired of you running on us. Let's see if you could throw it into the end zone. KJ pulls it. Look at this RPO read. And the funny thing about it was these backers really didn't bite all that hard. He just has to put this football low and away, and he does just that. Good catch by Broden, and you get a road win in the freaking swamp. Okay? Once again, KJ Jefferson is simply sensational. Was it all on Dan Enos why this offense wasn't cooking? No, it's not all on Enos. Arkansas obviously executed a lot better. And, the first half, as you guys saw there were some rough spots. But Guiton is really good. Okay? That was really freaking impressive. And get your hands off him, dude. You could scoot the freak back, I mean, no need for that, man. But still, what a performance from the Razorbacks. Now, for Florida, guess what? You're getting a little bit of a wounded duck, right? LSU, it's you still got to win one more to get the bowl eligibility. And your over-under win total was 5.5. A lot of people consider that disrespectful. You got LSU, Missouri, and Florida State to end things off. Will you get there? I don't know. I got to give Austin Armstrong, the DC, showing a lot of love there. It's great sportsmanship. And what a game. What an absolute game. That's why we love this sport. So comment down below, and you can win a Rocket Sanders card. Let's go. Yes! Power. Our SEC. Boom! KJ's back, y'all. And tonight, we're doing chicken quesadillas. Let's go.